Greetings and salutations to you all. Today I'm going to be looking at the beginnings or how Solusi Mission came to existence. Now, I'm not going to be talking about how it was started, but I want to talk about the background of the beginning of Solusi Mission, which is now Solusi University. Now, we need to take note of the fact that the people that initiated the beginning of Solusi Mission were not Rhodesians, but they were Dutch South African. Now, the story begins in 1893 when the Wessels brothers were delegates at the General Conference in Michigan. I think that must have been Battle Creek, yes. And we had Peter Wessels there, Peter Wessels, for those that are Dutch inclined. So Peter Wessels was there, and his brother John and Philip, Philip. So as they sat in the general conference session, it was Peter Wessels who actually initiated that. I think it is high time that we also have a mission station specifically for blacks or for Africans in the north of the Cape Colony. Now, they already had things going on for the Europeans, for the whites, but there was nothing really that was tangible that was happening for the blacks or for the Africans in South Africa. So Peter Wessels, inspired by God, initiated that they work towards that goal of having a mission station for Africans. And to show that he was so serious, they donated £3,000 to go towards the beginning of this, or the erection of this mission. And these people were so serious, and God was working mightily in the church in Cape Town, because even the prejudice and the black and inequality issue was actually sort of like fading away at that time, because even the church back at Cape Town, or in the Cape, the church in the Cape actually raised about £2,000 to add on to the 3,000 that the Wessels family, the Wessels brothers had donated. And so we now had about £5,000 that was already there to say, let's kickstart, let's do this, let's do something for Africans. And so we see that the people that initiated the beginning of Solusi Mission were not Rhodesians, but they were people that were living in South Africa. The Wessels family, together with the church in the Cape. And the people that visited CJR, Cecil John Rhodes, was actually Pastor Robinson together with Peter Wessels. So we can see these are the people that are starting this initiation, and they are pushing it forward. It's supported by the church in the Cape. Now, this mission was not said to be supposed to be in Rhodesia or southern Rhodesia. It was supposed to be in the north of the Cape Colony. But then when they went to CJR, Cecil John Rhodes is the one who wrote a letter and addressed it to Dr. Leander Starr Jameson, who was stationed in Bulawayo. And he wrote a letter and said, okay, can you give these people all the land that they want? So this is how then they received the land, which is about 35 kilometers west of Bulawayo, which is your present Solusi, in the area of Chief Soluswe. So we can see that the beginning of Solusi was by God's design, for Solusi to be in Matabeleland, for Solusi to be in Bulawayo. It was God's grace. It was not designed by people to be there. God himself did that. If it had gone otherwise, Solusi Mission would be stationed in the north of the Cape Colony. So maybe it will be somewhere in Gauteng or a part of Gauteng or somewhere in Mpumalanga, somewhere there. So by God's grace, we have Solusi in Matabeleland, we have Solusi in close to Bulawayo, we have Solusi in Zimbabwe. It was God's design and not man's design. So this teaches us that we plan, but God is the one that makes sure that things happen according to his own will, not our will. So may God richly bless you as you ponder upon our history and how things happened in the past and how we find Christ as the center of Adventist history. History is identity. History is our roots. Without knowing where we are coming from, we will not know where we are and will definitely not know where we are going. I just want to challenge African Seventh-day Adventists. I want to challenge Seventh-day Adventists that we should be serious about our Adventist history, because that is where we are coming from. That is our identity. That's where our roots are. And without knowing that, we cannot be able to go forward, because history is not just merely dates and events of the past. History is Christ-centered, Christo-centered. And without knowing our history, we will not know where we are going, because Ellen G. White said, we have nothing to fear for the future unless or except as we shall forget how the Lord has led us and his teaching in our past history. May God richly bless you. My name is